Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Tommy Miller with 30 Point Music Reviews, and today I'm here to talk about Buffalo Fuzz, or Buffalo Fuzz, as they're rightfully called, with their new album, Volume 2. First, let's talk about this album drops on June 5th, I believe, of 2020. This is the follow-up effort to their 2016 freshman album. Buffalo Fuzz is if I called them blues rock, I think I'd be in the right wheelhouse. They're fuzzy. They belong on the same stage with folks like, I don't know, any number of bands that play electric blues type music that's heavier, but not totally stoned out or doomy. It's more of a space blues jam is what I will go ahead and call Buffalo Fuzz. Go ahead and put that on a t-shirt somewhere. The space blues jam from Buffalo Fuzz. It's terrible. You shouldn't do that. So let's talk about Buffalo Fuzz. They're a two-piece, or were a two-piece. Unfortunately, Buffalo Fuzz lost a member when their drummer committed suicide right after this album was put on wax, and after their first music video for this record was recorded. Why does that hit home so hard for me? Well, I've been playing music with the same guy, my best friend, since I was, old enough to hold a guitar and stand in the garage and make really shitty music together. You take it personally and you get very selfish about things, and you think about, wow, what if that were me? I think I would probably just disappear if I lost my best friend and drummer, instead of doing what Jared has done here and putting out an 11 song, it's really 10 song and an outro, an 11 song album full of songs that he wrote with his friend that has committed suicide and passed away. So I think it's brave, first of all. So some of this review will probably lean on some of that a little bit, my feelings towards the whole thing, and how I know he has to feel right now. I can't imagine, especially in the situation he's in, being just a two-piece. So let's get on to the album. The first song on this album is called The Reaper. Jumps right out of the gate. I think this is my favorite tune on the entire album. There's great vocal harmonies without. There's lots of little flavors in the song. There's some tambourine here and there. There's that classic blues flavor, but there's a lot of chunk. In so much that it's not doomy. It's not even stonery. It's really heavy blues rock and roll, and you kind of get the stank face here and there. There's a cool vocal break towards the end, and then back into the chorus, and that American rock and roll, the grit, for lack of a better. It's a John Wayne movie of a song, and I truly enjoy how this song works together. The second tune is not my favorite song. It's called the Black Sheep Blues. It's more of a traditional blues song, if you will. There's a fun riff that happens in the chorus there. There's a fun play on words. I really, really, really enjoy the chorus riff there. It's kind of all over the place, and I really enjoy that. But overall, the song itself, I wanted a guitar solo. I wanted a drum solo. I wasn't expecting it. I just feel like the song called for that. There was some times when the chorus was repeated where I thought, man, I would really like to hear a drum fill bigger, or a guitar solo kind of take off with the melody here. I think that would have added a lot to the song. Third song is called I'm on Fire. There's some more great vocal harmonies here that shines through, that really, I gotta stop saying the word really. I'm gonna cut all of this out. There's some vocal harmonies in here that lift up the song and make it really memorable. I really like the chorus on the song. Maybe stronger verses here than the chorus almost. I really like the chorus, but I really like the verse. I gotta stop saying really. I love the vocal harmony only outro on this song. I think that's the shining moment of the song for me that really sticks in my head. The chorus, the I'm on fire, babe. I really enjoy that. I'm a sucker for Babe type lyrics. Bad Circulation is my second favorite song on this record. That is the fourth track. It's almost a Tom Petty-like intro. It's very Americana, if you will. But then there's like this higher pitched vocal thing that I'm kind of feeling, that I really feel like he's expanding his vocal horizons and seeing where he can take them. And he's not a one-trick pony as far as singing is concerned, and that really excites me as a listener, that I know he's not just going to do this one thing the whole album. He's got an expansive repertoire that he can kind of pull from and show us. The chord progression in the pre-chorus is so cool. It's like it just drops down a half step before they go into the full chorus. But it's one of those things as a listener, you're like, like you kind of turn your ear a little closer to the radio. Except I'm old. Why would you do that? Everybody here wears headphones, and you're probably not doing that. The chorus is great. It's the longest track up to this point, and it's the first guitar solo on the record. I love the way the guitar solo goes back into the chorus and the way it plays back off of one. I think that should happen more with Buffalo Fuzz, specifically the melody being taken away by the guitar solo. Slow Stomp is next. It's the 5th song. It's almost a different vocal sound where he's showing off his range again. I think that's impressive, and I think that's something more bands should explore. Of course, everyone has a sound, but I think it's, again, brave of a vocalist to try different ranges. Most vocalists find that one range that they do the Mariah Carey thing, like, look, I can sing high, so I'm going to do that as often as possible. Whereas I feel like Jared's doing a good job here of going all over the place. There's a tempo change in this song that's good. It's got a little faster groove. I don't love the back to the chorus riff. It's a little repetitive. It's not my favorite song. Can't Find My Home is, I would, if I have a song to skip on this is one of them. This is one of my 2 least favorite songs. Can't Find My Home, I think, it's an acoustic guitar and vocals in almost a native beat, a tribal beat. It's a departure from the rest of the record, which isn't a problem for me typically. I just don't think this is done very well. It's kind of this almost feels like last minute-y and rushed, and that's why it's in the 6th spot of the record. Like, hey, maybe they won't get to this one. Maybe they won't lean into this whole record. But unfortunately, I'm reviewing this record for you, so I'm listening to all of it. It really lost me on the. It goes acoustic electric, but when it goes electric on this song, it just feels very stilted. It just feels like it goes Burr! and then for some reason it does something else. I don't like the whispery vocals on this. I didn't like the fade out. So not my favorite song. However, Too Young to Die is great. That's a great rock song. Too Young to Die is one of those songs that I would show people who hadn't heard American rock and roll before. It's one of those tunes like, heck yeah, man. Like the chorus is powerful. The verses are interesting. A lot of reverb on the vocals, which I really like. There's a lot of power. There's some Our Lady Peace happening almost. Like there's this vocal like crack on purpose falsetto thing that he does that I think is just beautiful, that you hear here and there throughout the rest of the record. And I don't know that a lot of vocalists could pull off to the point where I wanted to still be listening. I think a lot of times I go, oh, shut up. But no, I think he does a fantastic job here. I had the stank face a couple times on this song, the Too Young to Die. The 8th track is a Sunshine of Your Love cover, which first song I ever learned how to play on a guitar. So hit me right in the heartstrings on this tune. It's almost a Sabbathy take on Sunshine of Your Love. It's a more straight ahead boxy take. The drums are really good on this song. I love the vocals on the chorus. It's like playing against the guitar, like the exact notes he's playing, and it works. I don't typically care for that, but that works in this case, and I really enjoy the way they did this. It's one of the better covers I've heard in some time. Don't usually like covers, and I think typically people would find that I shit all over covers and I don't enjoy them, but I really like this, and I think it was interesting, and I think it's worth your time to listen to. Right out of that is my least favorite song on the record. It's called Hole in My Heart. I'd skip it. It's clean guitar and singing, and then there's a harmonica solo, and it really feels like high school, junior high lyrics over 3 chords, and I'll be completely frank with you, this is a super not good song. It's my least favorite song in here by 8 million miles. The track is My Cosmic Love, which is neat. It starts out with a little shuffle beat. There's some big reverb, spacey feel to the vocals that make it get into that psych realm a little bit. Not necessarily blues. It's like got that 60s, 70s psych rock feel to it that I quite enjoy. I love the riff in the chorus. It's a little more upbeat. There's a cool breakdown at about the 3:20 mark. It's kind of the same main riff, but it's kind of spaced out, and it gives it room to breathe. And then when it comes back in, there's a solo, and there's a ton of wah pedal, and I quite enjoyed that whole entire song. It's not a huge solo. It's for flavor, as they say. And then there's a reprise of the first song. It's called Reprise, which makes sense. It's a cool way to end the record. I think that it's a neat way to end. I'm especially looking forward to hearing this one on vinyl, to be able to, I don't know, if you're old like me, you used to listen to tapes, and the tape would end with the same kind of thing it would begin with, and so you'd get a little circular motion for yourself there. Overall, this is a great sounding record, and great sounding record. This is as good as anything you hear on the radio. It's big, it's expansive, it's got a lot of reverb on it in the right places. The drums sound great, the guitars sound great. I'm gonna stop using the word great and buy not a dictionary, whatever one of those things is where you discover new words. I'm gonna buy one of those, and I'm gonna keep it right here, right next to my comic books over there. I'm gonna put one of those, thesaurus. I just literally thought of it. It's really heavy without being bassy or doomy or incredibly fuzzed or whatever else typically makes something very heavy. It's just, the riffs are good. It's like Clutch a lot of times. Like, Clutch is not heavy, but Clutch's music is heavy because of the way it comes together there. If you don't know Clutch, I've done nothing for you, and that's why I hate comparisons and reviews. That's the first band that kind of popped to mind. The drums are played very well. There's some hand drums in the background on some songs. There's good singing, and there's like quality musicianship. And clearly everybody can, well, both everybody can play their instruments very well and sing. There's a lot of very well written, catchy choruses. That I'm on Fire song is going to be stuck in my fucking head for like a year. What I would like to hear come out of this, if Jared continues to make music under the Buffalo Fuzz moniker, I'm not sure if he is. I looked around and I couldn't find that information. So I'm happy to put that in the comments. If you know, that'd be fantastic. I would like to hear Jared solo more, and not wanky solos, but like what he does already on this record. There's 2 or 3 solos on this record that are really tasteful and really add to things. And he takes the melody and runs with it. I think that's important for a guitar solo. It doesn't need to be wheedling the whole time. Some of the songwriting was not great, but in reading this, it looks like he wrote a lot of this by himself, Jared did, and then kind of took the songs to Jake and to kind of showed them to him. So my guess is if he gets a songwriting partner or continues this thing, he can really light up the sky with whatever he wants to do. That was such a lame thing to say, but it got said, didn't it? Overall, I'm going to give this record a 21. I really, really enjoyed it. The first half of the album is better than the second half. However, the cover of Sunshine of Your Love is fantastic, and it's the second or third favorite song, and I don't usually like covers, but man, they made it so different that it's almost not like the same song. So yeah, we'll give it a 21, which puts it in the pretty great range, a little low into the great range. And I'll put a video up here sometime soon explaining the 30-point scale, so that way I can stop getting questions about it. But hopefully you figured it out by now. 0 through 10, not good. 11 through 20, good. 21 through 30, great. And then everything in there is kind of like scales of whatever I just said. So if you want your music reviewed, please email me to the address below. All the links for the bands will be in the descriptions. Please check those guys out. If you'd like your music reviewed, email me. Comment here, but email me is the best way to do it. I'm trying to keep track of everything. Still got like 45, 50 albums to get through in the coming weeks. I won't do that. I'll hit the newest stuff hopefully before it comes out, and that's the goal. Alrighty, thanks again.